we're going to start transitioning to some CMC discussion, CMC and scale-up, which is good because we're getting some audience questions already that are directly related to manufacturing challenges. And we'll get to those shortly. But Roberta, I want to kick this conversation off with you because Seqirus just invested in a 140,000 square foot custom-built R&D facility in Waltham to focus on its SA mRNA technology platform. So I'd like you to take an opportunity just to tell us a bit about that facility, what's going on there, what's custom about it, and why it was a good time to go ahead and stick that shovel in the ground and build it.
Yeah. So we have a very strong and rich presence in Massachusetts in our current facility. We have outgrown that facility. We have a growing research team as well as other functions at that location. And so this investment in innovation is part and parcel of our effort in order to continue to drive a differentiated platform, differentiated portfolio of vaccines. And so this space is consists of about 54,000 square feet of lab space. It is the first time that we are bringing together two of our critical scientific groups. Our research team and our technical development team will be working in this space co-located, and that just feeds that engine of innovation quite significantly. And so this facility serves as our central R&D hub for current and future vaccine design, continuing in technology, focusing on influenza and pathogens of pandemic potential. And so additional research and work will be done in that space. And research has been working in saMRNA as a viable influenza vaccine technology for a number of years. And so as we go into phase 1 later this year, this particular location begins to play a significant role, and we're intending to be there by mid this year, actually. So when we think about what this space brings, we already have a differentiated portfolio that brings in a lot of technology. For instance, our Flucelvax quadrivalent is the first and only cell-based quadrivalent influenza vaccine for persons down to 6 months of age and older. Our Fluad quadrivalent, which highlights our MF59 adjuvant vaccine, that's for 65 plus. And we are, in addition to our efforts in saMRNA, we're also focused on AQIVC, our adjuvanted cell-based seasonal quadrivalent influenza vaccine, which is in development as well, that combines these technologies of adjuvant and cell-based vaccine antigen. So when we think about the differentiation, when we think about the innovation, there are a number of products that we're working on today, a number of vaccines we're working on today, AQIVC and saMRNA being the newest and ones in development currently. And this location will continue to feed that engine of innovation. So we're really excited to be moving in later this year. And a lot of effort is going into bringing this facility online. But one of the things that's also critical here is our continued investment into as an employer in this market. So the space will house, I think, up to 300 employees. So we're looking to really build and grow and continue this effort in innovation in Massachusetts.
That's terrific. Congratulations on that. That's a good spot to ask our next poll question that's directly applicable. So let's throw that up, Miles. We're just curious if you are planning on in-house manufacturing or outsourcing manufacturing. So this question is for the audience. You're planning to outsource parts of your mRNA process? Yes, no, or not sure. And while we're waiting for results to that poll, let's take an audience question. We've got an audience question that's in the same vein. Questions for both Roberta and Dr. Bhambhani. Did your company perform any build versus buy evaluations? And if so, what were the specific considerations relating to mRNA modality? Which is good. I was going to ask Dr. Bhambhani what his stance was on in-house versus outsourced. That is, this adds another dynamic. What, sort of in the context of mRNA, how did that influence the decision? So let's start with you, Dr. Bhambhani.
Yeah, so outsourcing versus insourcing and organic versus inorganic growth. There are two questions that are hold in there. One is much like industry colleagues, all our industry colleagues, we also rely on long-term strategic partnerships and CDMO to bring our product to market. But the key thing is you have to balance what is insourcing need and outsourcing, and that's a function of what type of flexibility or efficiency or risk control derivatives you have. Now, key items there may include your process fit, experience with technology, analytical method, your business derivative, and quality and compliance. The second part of this question was, do we grow organically or do we grow inorganically? In other words, what is in-house, what is as considered as a buy-in option. If you look at our portfolio, it has evolved. So Ultragenyx was incorporated in 2010. This is 2022. In 12 years, we have 3 products, 4 indications, multiple in pivotal trial. If you look, we have a very rich pipeline, like you pointed out, antibodies to gene therapies to mRNA LNPs. And that is because it's a product centric company, it's a patient centric company. It does not make a difference where the product is coming from, as long as it fits the need. We're not a platform based company, and therefore we pick and choose based on where we see the best opportunity to bring a product to the market for a patient.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right. How about you, Roberta? I mean, obviously, we know that you're building some facilities now. Can you? I might be putting you on the spot here, but looking out towards commercial manufacturing, do you anticipate that remaining an in-house endeavor, or?
I think what we've seen in this COVID space is that the influx of investment has lifted the floor for both sponsors and for the CMO space and CDMO spaces. So the capabilities are continuing to evolve externally. And so when we look at our global commercial manufacturing footprint, we have a global network that's designed to be scalable for high volume vaccine manufacturing capacity. So it's an evaluation that we're always going to be doing in order to make the most of our investment, but it is an evolving space. And I can tell you that in the early stages in the CDMO space, there is definitely an opportunity there to engage with others and build your design your processes and come up with the best viable options for your product. So it's a space that's evolving, and it's one that we're going to continue assessing. But again, we have a global manufacturing network that lends well to scalability.
Yep. Yeah. Let's take a look at those polling results, Miles. If you put those up, and it looks like, it kind of concurs with what Roberta and Akhilesh have discussed. 57% are planning to outsource parts of their mRNA process. And to your point, Roberta, I anticipate that there will be plenty of opportunity in the outsource market for that to happen.